Hello, today is the anniversary of the birth in 1803 of Ralph Waldo Emerson, an American essayist and philosopher, perhaps not a name well known to most of us, but there's an interesting anecdote about the occasion when he met Thomas Carlyle, the Scottish essayist and philosopher. Emerson had read some of Carlyle's works and was very impressed by them. So when he came on a trip to Europe, he wanted to meet him, and through various contacts arranged for himself an invitation to visit Carlyle in his home out in the wilds in Scotland. Uh, they describe, and the meeting led to an exchange of letters that has become well known among philosophers. But they met for the first time and immediately hit it off. They walked on the hills, going all the way through the encyclopedia, as one of them put it. But part of their time together was spent in silence. They did not need to say anything to each other because they found they had so much in common. Their thinking was so much along the same lines. Their personalities matched. They did not need to say anything all the time. And the relationship developed from then on. It wasn't always one in which they agreed about everything, but to the end of both of their lives, they kept up this friendship through letters and occasional meetings. It reminded me of another occasion, this time Mahatma Gandhi, who came to London in 1931, and he had the habit of always having Monday as a day when he never spoke. He kept Monday in silence. He used to use it to catch up on his letters and his other business, but he wouldn't speak to anybody. If he needed anything, he'd write down the message. But in London, he wanted to meet a well-known social worker in the East End, and the only time they could meet was on a Monday. And so when they met, they just sat in silence. But it was for both of them apparently a very profound meeting. And silence can communicate so much, can't it? I mean, we're familiar with the way in which we don't always have to say anything to anybody. Our body language can often speak volumes. And I think sometimes we can enjoy just being quiet with somebody in a culture where there is so often noise. We often find wherever we are there has to be noise in the background, and silence isn't treasured perhaps in the way it might be. And sometimes I think we need to value silence more. One of the things Gandhi said was that we should only speak if it improves upon the silence. Well, there's a challenge for us, only to say something which is better than nothing. Well, I better shut up, I think. But because we can't do that all the time, because sometimes we say things to improve on the silence in the sense that it just makes people feel more comfortable, or more welcome, or more assured. But often what we aim to do is to say something that's wise, something that's helpful, something that's loving, something that improves upon the silence. And so I think today I want to treasure what silence I can find, but also to treasure those people with whom I can be silent and it doesn't feel uncomfortable. Friends and family with whom it's perfectly okay just to sit quietly. You don't have to speak, because the relationship, as it was with Emerson and Carlyle, was close enough and warm enough for silence to say all that needed to be said.